in category design, you learn that if you are going to become a category king, which essentially means dominate 76% of the market economics, then what you need to be doing is evangelizing a problem versus evangelizing your product or your brand or your solution or whatever you're doing, right? You have to make it about a problem, and the ideal envelope to hand someone to evangelize a problem, right? Like the packaging of it is known as the point of view, commonly referred to as a POV. And the POV, many people have different formulas of how much of each ingredient goes into it, but the base ingredients are the state of the world as it exists right now, the problem with that, the ramifications of that problem and how they are perceived and how they are felt, the new way of doing it, right? Like, what is this new category? Imagine if this, right? Like the new solution, which is generally the new category, and then the future state of the world with this new solution in place, which is almost like use cases, right? So you talk about it as I'll give you, for example, the point of view of my biggest client, which is a turnkey rental property investing company in Jacksonville, Florida, and it's this idea that as people are trying to save for retirement and retirement planning in general is broken, right? Like people are not getting to retirement with as much as they thought they needed, to live off of it. And then when they get there, they've been in this like hamster wheel of saving to then for growth to then be able to pull cash flow from it. But once you get there, if something goes wrong, you can't really take risks with that money. You were kind of like bound to this just like cash flow scenario of that number that ING had told you that you needed to get to, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But we're living longer. People are, inflation has hit and things are going up. So people are either not saving enough, or when they get there, they saved what they thought, but it didn't really work. So what if instead of thinking this way of growth for a while and then cash flow, what have you thought of a cash flow growth portfolio that continues to grow in the cash flow that you get over time? Even in retirement, it continues to grow in the cash flow that you're getting. That would provide a much more stable income in that time and less volatility due to market subjects. And the truth of the matter is that the best way to do that is through real estate. And if you can invest in this asset and blah, 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 right? Then I start to talk about the product. But by framing it by this problem, by the state of the world and this problem and the ramifications and this new idea, then I can talk about this different use cases later, and it engages the viewer into like self-identifying into it and wanting to go on that journey with you.